Hello my fellow subscribers and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the HBTQ situation in Sweden. Today everything becomes politics in Sweden, and this subject have been heavily debated the past few weeks since Pride had its parade all around Sweden. Just like the debate about migration, the Pride parade is actually heavily controversial. The leftists in Sweden love to have the parade since they feel like it is something to celebrate and that it is a great opportunity to showcase how far the HBTQ movement have reached in our beautiful country. Like most of you know, the homosexual community probably have reached the longest here in Sweden, and to show some examples of this is that you are able to marry and adopt kids as a homosexual couple, which you are barely able to do in any other country in the world. Of course, there are still people who aren't as tolerant and don't like this, but the amount is far lower than the average in the rest of the world. The people who stands against Pride Parade often has the argument that it is needed in the Swedish parts of Sweden, and that we should have it more in the suburban parts of Stockholm or Malmö. With this, they mean that the people there, often referred as refugees or migrants, have a worse look on particularly people who are homosexual. This is a highly debated topic on Twitter, and you often see people on one side blame migrants for being homophobic and the other side defending them and calling the other side xenophobics. These debates never produce any good outcome, and more often than not, it just makes the debate climate even more hostile on the social media sites. Personally, I think we have to be more neutral in the debate, sit on the fence and make a suitable solution. Maybe the establishment should try to integrate the migrants more and locate these parades in the areas where there are many migrants. This would hopefully make the doubters see that the migrants actually also like these kinds of events. And for what I've seen, there have been multiple migrants joining the parade, but often people tend to just see the negative in things, and instead of concentrating on how many people were in the parade, they concentrate on how few migrants were there. Also, just because you're homosexual doesn't mean that you have to go on the parade, obviously. And there have been homosexual people criticizing the parade, for example Luai Ahmed. My opinion on the Pride parade is that it is needed. The only objection I have is that it may be needed more in other countries. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have it in Sweden. What do you think? Is the Pride parade needed, or do you think it's just a circus for people who want to be seen? Write an answer in the comments. Also, something that just hit the newspaper and social media sites was the news about the Sweden Democrats removing the rainbow flag, also known as Pride flag, from the State House in the county of Sölvesborg. Sölvesborg is where the Sweden Democrats has its biggest voting percentage per capita in the whole of Sweden. It is also the hometown of the Sweden Democrats leader Jimmie Åkesson. Jimmy has been a big subject for discussion for the past 10 years, and ever since his party has been a part of the Swedish government, they have been highly criticized and controversial since their political agenda is to question the Swedish migrational system. But anyway, as for last week, they decided to remove the Pride flag from their state house. This created an outrage throughout the mainstream media, who called the party homophobic. The party explained it by saying that the only two flags they want to have on their state house was the Swedish flag and the town of Sölvesborg's county flag. The debate spread like a wildfire to social media, where it, like always, divided the Swedish population into two sides. One side that called it homophobic, and the other side who said it was tradition to not have more flags than the two named above. What do you think? Are the Sweden Democrats homophobic, or do you agree with their justification that it is highly traditional? Please let us know in the comments below. Thanks for listening to the video, and we'll catch you in the next video.